So we're getting into classic Smith revolvers. Someone asks you, are you a round butt guy or a square butt guy? Maybe you're not even a butt guy, but it's a legit question if we're talking old pre-lock Smiths, specifically in the 90s. Here we've got two Model 10-10s that look almost exactly the same, right? Except the butts. So this video, we've got some K-frames, Model 10s, round versus square butt. We're gonna put them on the bench. Go check them out. So we got two Model 10s on the table. As I said, these are 10-10s. These are going to be made in the 90s. They're pre-locks. A couple reasons that I think these are really cool. The first one, these are actually Australian police trade-ins. They're from the state of Victoria. I picked these up in 2012. Local shop here in town got like 50 of them, and I was able to go over. It's kind of a slow day, and I was able to hand select a couple. I guess you got one for myself and one for my late grandpa. No, I've got them both. So these, another reason they're kind of unique, they're both Model 10-10s, both same configuration barrel, both bull barrel, 4-inch 38 special. One's got a round butt and one's got a square butt. So with these smaller grips, it's a little easier to tell. And I'll spoil it a little bit, but you kind of get the grip rounds then into your hand a little bit, round butt, and the square butt is more what you think of. It has a point here. So I've already taken the grip screws out. So we'll go and remove these grips. This one, actually, the grips were pretty beat up. The square frame, it usually wears a pair of packs, which I think look cool and are insanely durable. These are the original grips on both. Super neat. Pop these off. Now you can really see the difference of that round. There it is, that round versus square. So here we're seeing the butt of the gun, the grip is rounding down, kind of the point is right there, versus the square grip, as we can see, has a squared point. And there they are, kind of right beside each other. And that's really a lot of it. Smith & Wesson made this change. Let me put the packs back on. Made this change in the 90s. So that's where these are kind of neat guns. They're kind of like a transitional period. These are pre-lock, as I said, if I said ad nauseum. Pre-lock, exactly the same, 10-10s, but one's a round butt and one's a square butt. As I was saying, that really, what's the difference in round versus square? Why would you pick one or the other? So as you might imagine, especially with the round grips, just are really going to work a lot better if you're trying to conceal the gun. I mean, you can just see it's gonna, the profile is just gonna lend itself more for a carry. Something like a 10 with a 2.5-inch barrel would absolutely excel at that. And then just as far as actually shooting and presenting the gun, I've noticed with the round frame, when I get up on it, my hand naturally comes a lot higher up on the frame with that grip, and it makes it a lot easier to kind of work the double action, in my experience. Whereas kind of opposite with square frame, it reminds me more of like it's a 586 target stock. So it kind of reminds me more of like a bigger, fatter grip. My hand rides a little bit lower. I find it easier to work the single action. Not a huge difference, but really those are the two big things that jump out to me. Just how the gun presents when it's in your hand. Visually, you know, not a ton of difference. You kind of look at them there. Got the stocks there. Hopefully this helped you. If you've always wondered the round versus square, maybe now you're a butt guy. If you're still watching, thank you. Like and subscribe. Hey, do me a favor, drop a comment. Would you pick the round butt, the square butt? All 10. Thanks.